All right, what's good, everybody? Good evening. This is another edition of Views from the Man Cave. This is your homie, your friend, your brother, Frank. Hope everybody had a good day, a good Thursday. The weather was nice today, so I went outside a little bit, got up with some of the homies, some of my friends, had a few cigars, had some conversations. So it was a good day. But I just want to say peace. What's up? Good evening, and I hope everybody um, had a good day. So we want to get right into it. I want to thank again. Well, let me start by doing this. I want to thank everybody who likes the content here. I want to say thank you to everybody who supports the channel. I greatly appreciate it. I count that all joy. I do not take that lightly. I don't care if I had one sub, five subs, 10 subs. I'm going to be just as gracious for those five subs as I would be with 5 million subs. So thank you to all of the crew, to Gabe Bell over at Ultimate Black Man Radio. Um, that's family. Nicole Michelle at the Inner Beauty Movement. That's family too. Um, Shantine is here, the House of L. That's family. Good evening. So everybody who supports the channel, y'all know who y'all are. I'm very gracious to you. I'm very thankful for you. I love y'all for that. So we want to get right into it. So today's topic, we're going to talk about when to let go. You know what I mean? When to let go of a relationship. We've all been in relationships. We've all have come to a fork in the road in those relationships from time to time. And, we had to ask ourselves a question, should I stay? Should I go? This person is not perfect. I'm not perfect either, but, what should I do? I don't know. You know what I mean? I've had this conversation with people in the past about women that I dealt with in the past. People have had the same conversation with me, have asked me, friends, family members, whatever, what have you, say, Frank, I don't know what to do, man. This is what's going on. She's doing this or he's doing that. And I really don't know. I love this person. I really do. But I don't know which way I should go. I don't know how to move. You know what I mean? I understand, like I said, I understand that it's not going to be perfect, that people are going to make mistakes. But I'm at a point now where I'm not sure what I should do. So this video is going to be, it's going to be some framework to help. It's going to be framework to help you answer that question. No one knows your relationship as well as you do. So what you decide to do at the end of the day is up to you. You know what I mean? I'm not here. This channel is not designed to tell you what to do. This channel is designed to let you know exactly where you are and to let you know what options you have, and then you make the decision that best suits you. Queen of the South is here. Thank you. How you doing? Good evening. Um, so that's what this channel is for. That's what this live is for. I want this live to be. I want this channel to be like a navigation system. You know what I'm saying? For myself and for people who come over here to get game, to get advice, to learn something, and to teach. Um, Let me break that down for you. So when you get in your car, when you want to go somewhere in your life, when you want to go somewhere and you get in your car, the first thing that you do is you put the address in your navigation system. That's the first thing you do, especially if it's somewhere that you've never been before. But even if you've been there before, sometimes you'll still put it in your navigation because you want to get the best route. You want to get the fastest route or the route that avoids tolls and all of that good stuff. So when you get in your car, you put the address in your navigation system. And what's the first thing that happens when you do that? When you put the address in your navigation and it finds the address, um, the first thing that it does is it tells you where you are. It has to locate you. All the satellites, out here, on the planet, uh, it sends a signal. Your phone or your navigational system sends a signal out um, to these satellites all over the place, and it finds where you are. So, and then once you find where you are, once it finds where you are, it'll tell you exactly how far you are from where you want to go. And that's what I want this channel to be. Um, those are the type of channels that I support. Um, this channel is, I'm going to do my best to the best of my ability to help you figure out where you are in your life, whether it be in a relationship, whether it be in your own masculinity, whether it be, as far as, being a woman and trying to understand men and how to best move in a relationship with them or in your family. I want this channel to be that navigation system to help you find where you are so that you can figure out exactly how far you are away from where you want to be. If you're a young brother, I want this channel to help you figure out how far you are away from being a masculine man. So you may listen to this channel and you may say, look, well, according to Frank, according to the content that he's giving out based on his research and his own personal experiences, I found out that I'm about 10.5 miles away from being a dusty. You know what I'm saying? So, or I'm about zero point 0.2 miles away from being the masculine man that I want to be. You know what I mean? So this is going to help you do that. What's up, Gabe? Ultimate Black Man Radio is in the building. Let me run through real quick. Like I said, Shantina's here. Miss Queen of the South is here. Good evening. My man Gabe, Ultimate Black Man Radio. And Miss Janelle Santos is in the building. What's good? So that's what this channel is going to be. To the best of my ability, I'm going to help you find exactly where you are so you can figure out exactly how far you are away from where you want to be in your life. You know what I mean? We went over the different topics, of the different places where you might want to be. Being a masculine man, being a man of means and resources, being a man who's confident, assertive, being a woman who's feminine, who knows how to move and operate in the presence of a masculine man and knows how to compliment him and nurture a relationship like that. Miss Nicole Michelle is here in the beauty movement. Good evening. I'm a proud member of the defense team. Myself, Gabe, and a few others. We are going to defend Nicole Michelle, and we are going to defend feminine women at all costs by any means necessary. So if you have a problem with that, or you have a problem with her, then you have a problem with a lot of people, including myself. So, you work that out however you need to. Um, that's great, Janelle. That's why we're here. We're here to learn. You know what I mean? And when I say that, I'm not somebody. What you're going to get from this channel is there are a lot of brothers out here who will come on social media, they'll come on these platforms, and they'll make you believe that they are God's gift to the planet Earth. They've never made a mistake. They've never simped. They've never cupcaked. All the beautiful dime women that they've ever looked at, they got. You know what I'm saying? He smashed her, and that's not true. You know what I mean? Um, what you're going to get here, if you're from the man cave, you're going to get, truth. You're going to get my truth. You know what I mean? I'm going to give you my experiences. I'm going to give you the things that I've gone through. It hasn't always been perfect. I've made plenty of mistakes in my life. You know what I mean? I have simped when I shouldn't have. I have cupcaked when I shouldn't have. I went left when I should have went right, and vice versa. And I'm going to tell you that. And I'm whole enough and I'm confident enough in my manhood to be able to tell you the truth and not to lie to you and have you thinking one thing about me or about this platform, and then you find out, somebody outs me, to be a fraud. So um, no one is no one is big enough or powerful enough to make you not living your truth and tell the truth about yourself. Because the truth about yourself, it helps people. You know what I mean? It's going to help people, man. I learned the most in my life from people who were honest with me and told me, Frank, I messed up. You know what I mean? I went broke. I lost my money. I was playing around. I lost my house. I lost my family. I lost everything. But you know what? I wised up. I understood where I went wrong, and I made proper steps to correct that. So that's what you're going to get over here. And those are the type of people that I look to in YouTube. And those are the type of people that I follow and I have a lot of love and respect for. People like Nicole Michelle, people like Gabe, Ultimate Black Man Radio, people like C Boog, Dom Game Division, people like Tony Maceo, Power and Strategy, people like the LAR movement, and a few others. I mean, I can't name everybody. I'll be here all night. But but yeah, man, this is what you're going to get when you come here. You're going to get that navigation system. You're going to put that address in your spirit and your heart and say, Frank, look, man, I want to go over here. I want to go from being a dusty to a masculine man. And you put those coordinates in your heart, and then you come over here, and I'm gonna try my best to help you find where you are, so you can figure out how far you are away from where you want to be, and then we map out together the best route to get there. You know what I mean? For you to be able to build and grow and evolve into what you want to do. So so on that note, we're gonna move right along. So like I said, this topic is about moving on. You know what I mean? When to let go. You know what I mean? When for you to get to the understanding that, look, I've done everything I can. It's not working, and I need to move on and better myself. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. If you saw my original post for this live tonight, I put a picture up, and the picture is about the picture is a depiction of the biblical character Lot. And I'm not going to assume that everyone who's listening to this is a Christian. I'm not going to assume everyone who's listening to this has read the Bible or who knows who Lot is or in his role. And I'm not going to get into that deep tonight. This is not a Bible study. This is not a biblical lesson. I used him as the theme for this live because he hits all the points. But so if you've ever read the Bible, or if you've heard this story before, the Bible tells a story of a man named Lot. And if you want to go into it deeper, you can do that on your own. His story is depicted or told in the book of Genesis, which is the first book of the Bible, the Old Testament. But if you've ever read the story of Lot, or if you ever heard about him, he was a man who lived in a place called Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible. So I'm sure people who have heard of that place or those places. So Lot lived in a place called Sodom and Gomorrah, and the Bible tells a story of Sodom and Gomorrah just being a very sinful place. It was a place where a lot of wickedness was going on, according to the God of the Bible, and he was just really disgusted and displeased with this place. So the God of the Bible decided to destroy it. He said, look, Sodom and Gomorrah is horrible. They're doing horrible things. They're not living up to the standards that I've set for them. And I'm giving them time after time. I've given them opportunity after opportunity to get it right, to come out of their wickedness and come back into righteousness according to the Bible. And they refuse to do it for whatever reason. There are a myriad of reasons. I'm not going to go into any of them, but there were a whole lot of reasons why they fell out of favor with the God of the Bible. So God decided to destroy this place. He said, look, I'm going to destroy it. And so as the story goes on, God finds favor in Lot, this character. And he says, look, Lot, you're doing some pretty good things. You're not as bad as everybody else in this city. Even though I'm going to destroy it, I'm going to spare you. Okay. I'm going to spare you and your family. So I want you and your family to pack up, put your clothes in the suitcase, wash your dishes, put them up, bubble wrap them, and get up out of here. Okay, that's what we're going to do, because I'm tired of this place. I'm tired of everybody in it outside of you and your family. So I'm going to destroy this place, but I'm going to favor you. I'm going to be nice and let you live. So I want you out. I'm going to give you time to get yourself together and move. So so long story short, he says, leave. Don't look back. Don't look back at the place where I'm bringing you from. Don't look back at all of this destruction and toxicity and pain and suffering and unrighteousness. Don't look back at it. I want you to go, and I want you to keep it pushing. Don't look back. Don't reminisce. Don't cry. Don't try to run back and save anybody. You just go. You do exactly what I told you to do, and go. So Lot gets his family together, his wife, his children, and they leave. And while they're on the way out, while they're leaving, his wife, for whatever reason, decides to turn around and look back at the carnage, at the destruction that God brought onto Sodom and Gomorrah because of their unrighteousness, according to him and the book. And so when she did that, she turned into a pillar of salt. And so when you look at the the picture for this live, you're going to see a picture of Lot, who's the guy with 2 women. Those are his daughters, and then you're going to see behind them. You're going to see a woman or a statuesque frame of a woman looking back at the city, and she's a pillar of salt. She's frozen. So that's where I got the theme of this live from. So at some point in your life, in your relationships, you need to go, and you don't need to look back. Okay, we all know what that point is. You feel it, but sometimes we don't want to make that move because we love the person, because we're on our second marriage. This is the third boyfriend I've had in 2.5 years. My family really likes this person. This person is very educated. They have a lot of money, so I'm going to hang on. You know what I mean? So I'm going to put up with this, dysfunctional behavior until it breaks me, because for whatever reason you've decided to stay longer than you should have, and we all know what that line is. You know what I mean? And we've all stayed in relationships honestly longer than we should have. I mean, I think that's just a fact. But we're going to chop it up tonight. We're going to break it down, and we are going to discuss when you should leave. Yes, you should leave. I'm gonna start off right there. You should leave. Look. Let me tell you something. We only have one life that we know about. We only have one life that we can prove. Everything outside of this physical life that we're living is based off faith and belief. And faith and belief, although they're great, they're not based on any facts. We can't prove an afterlife. We can't physically prove and show somebody an afterlife. We know is that we have this one life. And so I want to tell you, to anybody listening to this who's thinking about getting out of a bad relationship, or who's considered it, I'm going to tell you this: you only have one life, and you deserve to live that life happy and on your terms. If you are a feminine woman listening to this live right now, you deserve to be in a relationship with a masculine man. You deserve to be with a man who values and respects your femininity. You deserve to be with a man that you don't have to take care of. You deserve to be with a man who is going to protect you and give you provision. Now, you have to do some things too, you know what I mean, to get yourself right, but you deserve those things. The women, shout out to, again, to Nicole Michelle at the Inner Beauty Movement. If you over there, if you're listening to Nicole, and you're in the Inner Beauty Movement, and you're in that Future Wives Club, and you're really, you're doing your thing over there. You bought the materials, you're learning, you're growing. She's giving you game Monday through Thursday every week. If you're standing on that and you're living that, you deserve a masculine man. You don't deserve anything less than that. I don't care what that Negro say. I don't care how bad he tries to make you feel. You don't deserve Dusty. You know what I mean? You don't deserve that at all. And if you're a brother listening to this, shout out to my homies, my brothers out there. If you're listening to this and you're masculine and you're on your path and you're on your journey through masculinity and you're doing the right things, you deserve a good woman. You deserve a feminine woman. You don't deserve a woman with a slick mouth. You don't deserve a woman that's confrontational all the time. You don't deserve a woman that's not nurturing. You don't deserve that. So if you're in a relationship like that, I would advise you to get out. I would advise you to put your best foot forward, man. Why? Because you only have one life. And you don't want to live this one life that we know of, that we can prove, struggling in a horrible relationship. You're wasting time. You're wasting healing time for you to heal, get over that person and heal and work on yourself. And you're wasting time, being out here on the lookout for a good feminine sister or for a strong masculine brother. You're wasting time. I'm just telling you like that. I don't care how good the dude look, fellas. I don't care how good that woman's sex is. I don't care what her mouth do. If she's toxic, you're wasting your time, and you need to move on, because it's only going to get worse. Especially if y'all have had conversations before, and you know you guys just keep coming back to the same fork in the road. That means they don't care. So you need to move on. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go into these points real quick. We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna break it down, and then I'm gonna bid you guys adieu. I'm gonna try my best not to keep y'all long tonight. Probably about a solid hour. Then I'm gonna be up out of your face. So the one reason, why, Janelle, oh man, poor, poor baby. Yeah, there are guys out here like that. You know what I mean? And even if a guy feels comfortable enough to ask you for money, that's a no go, in my personal opinion. I'm just speaking for Frank right now. I'm not speaking for men. I know there are brothers who may feel different, but I'm just speaking from Frank. You're talking to Frank from BC right now, and I'm telling you that as a man, at any point in my life. You know what I mean? Even before now, I'm doing comfortable now. I'm doing great. I make great money. I have a big, beautiful home that's filled with children and a beautiful wife. But before that, when I was broke, when I was in, um, you know, one of my first apartments and I was struggling, I never thought it, you know, I never thought myself comfortable enough to go to a woman and ask her for money. I just can't do that. You know what I mean? There's no way that I would feel comfortable. And if a man feels comfortable asking a woman for money, that's a no go too. I mean, I'm sorry. You got to have some pride about yourself. You know what I mean? You got to have some type of confidence about yourself, man. Look, I can't do it. There were times when, when I was younger, and like I said, I was struggling. I was trying to get my money right. There were times when I wouldn't even take a girl out on a date if my money wasn't right. And she would call and be like, hey, hey, I really want to go out. What's wrong? Is it me? Is something wrong with me? Whatever. I don't know. No, baby, look, I didn't tell her because I was, my confidence wouldn't let me tell her the real reason because I didn't, because my money wasn't right. But I wouldn't go out with her if my money was tight. I just couldn't do it. I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel right doing that. So that's a no go if you're a brother out here asking chicks for money or coming at females for money. You know what I mean? That's a no go. So let me get into these points real quick. So one uh one reason or one reason why you should leave um a relationship, or you should pack it up and move on and don't look back, like my man Lot. First thing is if that person's not making you happy. Period. You know what I mean? When you're in a relationship, a person is supposed to bring happiness to you. You know what I mean? You're not Rainy Woman is in the house. Good evening. Thank you for stopping by. Um, when you're in a relationship with somebody, there's supposed to be a certain level of happiness. There's supposed to be a certain level of joy. You know what I mean? Of having fun. You know what I mean? If you're spending the majority of your relationship not being happy, and you're always upset, and you're always sad, and you're always struggling, and you guys are always fighting, that means you should walk away. You know what I mean? You should leave that relationship and never come back. Why? Because anything that's not adding to your happiness is taken away from your happiness. You know what I mean? You should laugh. You should have fun. You should be able to be goofy. You know what I mean? If you can't be yourself, if you can't be your true self without all the restrictions, without all of the masks that we wear day in and day out, if you can't be your true self, that's a relationship that you don't need to be in. Period. One of my favorite poets of all time, the legendary Paul Laurence Dunbar, wrote an entire poem called "The Mask," and we wear masks every day. We wear them at work. We wear them at church. We wear them at the mosque. We wear them in the neighborhood, in the community. No one really knows who we are, and rightfully so. You do that to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? But if there's anybody that should really be able to truly know who you are and appreciate you for it and love you and respect you for it, it should be the person that you're in a relationship with. And if they're not bringing happiness to you, then they're taking happiness away from you. There's no middle ground. I'm either happy in this relationship or this relationship is sucking the happiness up out of me. One of the two. There's no middle ground. There's no in between. That scale is never going to be balanced. It's either I'm happy or I'm not. You know what I mean? Yes, like I said before, there are going to be times in relationships where it's not always happy. Yes, the happiest, most loving couples in the world have disagreements. I'm living proof. Y'all know already. I'm married. I've been married almost 13 years. It'll be 13 years this August 10th. Okay. Um, My wife and I, we rarely have disagreements. We're pretty much 95% of the time on the same page. But when we're not, there's a certain love and respect there. And just the way that we cohabitate with each other, she's like, look, even though I might not understand what you're doing, even though I might not like what you're doing, to be perfectly honest, you're the man I chose. I love you. You're the head of my household, and I'm going to follow you. And I'm going to pray that the decisions that you make, um, have God in mind and have our best interests in mind. And even if you fall short as a man, I'm not going to throw it in your face. Because how am I going to throw in the face? How am I going to throw it in your face when you're the man that I asked for? So to disrespect you is to disrespect myself and my ability to choose a masculine man. So I'm not going to dog you if you make a mistake. That's, what I mean? That's big, that's heavy, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you can't get to that point in your relationship, if you're not there, like I said, if there's no happiness there, you're constantly fighting and all of that and beefing all the time, and there's really no ray of hope for happiness in that relationship, you need to move on. You know what I mean? You need to get up out of that. Guys too, I'm telling you, man, look, females aren't the only ones that are dissatisfied with the way relationships going right now, with the way relationships are going right now. There are a lot of men who are dissatisfied in relationships. There are a lot of men who are not happy in relationships. I'm talking about good brothers. I'm not talking about brothers that cheat all day, have 5 side families and all of that. I'm talking about good brothers who get up and go to work every day, who pay bills, who are masculine. There are a lot of brothers like that who are not happy. You know what I mean? A lot of brothers make deals with women because they understand, and we all understand, even as a masculine man who's confident and assertive, we all understand that women are emotional. Women are emotional creatures. That's the way they are made up. That's the way they are designed. So women, um, everything ties together. So from my experience, I'm not going to speak for women because I'm not a woman, but from my experience with women, women are emotional and everything connects. So if a woman's stressed out, if a woman's not happy, if she has to fight you all day, all night, that's going to translate into everything. That's going to translate into how she cooks. That's going to translate into how she cleans. That's going to translate into the quality of sex you get. Yes, if yeah. Look, man, I'm married, man. I got game for you. You want your woman, I mean, a real feminine woman. I'm not talking about some thought out here. I'm talking about a real feminine woman. You want your woman to be on point for you. You know what I mean? You put her in an environment that limits stress. Make her feel safe and secure. You know what I mean? Make her feel comfortable and watch them cheeks spread. You know what I'm saying? Watch them cheeks spread like butter. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. Look, I'm just speaking facts. I know what I know. I've been in this game for a long time. I'm not gonna give you some type of relationship hustle or finesse. I'm gonna give it to you straight. You know what I mean? When that woman is happy, when that woman is comfortable, when she feels safe, when she feels secure, when she feels protected, when you tighten that protective, loving, masculine hedge around her, watch them cheeks spread wide open. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be a problem for you to get that. And it's not going to be a problem for you to get it at the quality that you want. Just because you're getting cheeks don't mean you're getting quality cheeks. Just because you're getting cheeks from a beautiful woman don't mean you're getting her best cheeks with her best energy. You know what I mean? You get that by by you guys being happy in a relationship. And the same things too. You want a brother, man. There are a lot of brothers out here, like I said, who aren't happy, and they feel like, look, Frank. I've had conversations with these brothers. I've seen it. Brothers say, look, Frank, man. My girl is tripping. She's bugging out. We fight all the time, and I just let it go. I just let it slide. I brush it off because we arguing beef, and I'm not getting none. You know what I mean? And sex is very important to a man. You know what I mean? It means something. That's how we connect. You know what I mean? With the woman that we love or the woman that we're in a relationship with. That's how we connect with her. That's how we bond. Straight up. You want premium cheeks. You know what I mean? I want upper echelon. You should want upper echelon cheeks. Man. You should want polo cheeks, not chaps. You know what I mean? You don't want chaps cheeks. You want polo cheeks. You know what I mean? You you want upper echelon cheeks, man. Period. You know what I mean? And if you want to get that, I'm just telling you from experience. And married men know, older men know, man. you have some happiness in that house. You have some laughter and all of that in that house. You know what I mean? And see what happens in your relationship. And brothers deserve that too. You know what I mean? Brothers deserve happiness, man. You know what I mean? He don't want to fight all the time. And sometimes, brothers will stay in relationships longer than they should because they're like, Frank, look, man, if I argue with her back and forth, you know what I mean? I'm not getting none. And I want some. So I'm gonna put up with it. You know what I mean? I'll put up with it, you know, I'll do the best I can to deal with it. But I know if I step to her and I put and I lay the law down and I get 10 toes down, on my masculinity, on my assertiveness and check her, then, you know, she gonna withhold the cheeks. And I can't have that. Especially if I'm a good brother that's faithful trying to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta make a deal. You know what I mean? A lot of brothers feel like that. And I don't agree with it. But guys in those relationships, I do understand why they do it, even if I don't think they should. You know what I mean? But like I said, you have to be, your relationship has to have a degree of happiness to it. If you're not happy the majority of the time, then that's a big problem and you need to move on. It's just bottom line. The next thing, if you guys don't share the same values, if you guys don't share the same core values and principles, you guys need to move on. You need to go your own way. You know what I mean? It's just no, it's just no way around that. You know what I mean? Your common interests, a lot of times are the reasons why you got together in the first place. We both like this. We both like the same music. You know what I mean? I went to a lounge in DC. I went to an open mic night. Shout out to Bus Boys and Poets. I went to a poetry night because I love poetry. And I met this shorty in there. She likes poetry too. And we connected off of the poetry and we formed a relationship. You know what I mean? A lot of times your common interests bring you together. You know what I mean? And they should. I've heard people say, well, I can't be in a relationship with this guy because he's my friend. Like we do everything together. That's the exact type of person you should be in a relationship with. You should be in a relationship with somebody that you can build with, that can be your friend, that you have common interests and goals with. You know what I mean? Or at least you see eye to eye on the same things. You know what I mean? If you don't have that, then it's time for you to move on in that relationship because at the end of the day, your common values are going to keep you together. Your common values are going to keep you together, brother, sister, young lady. That's what's going to keep you together. Look, man, titties sag. I don't know if y'all know that. When you get old, your titties get old, and they sag. They dip a little bit. You know what I mean? And guys, when you get old, your meat gets old, and it don't always. It's not going to work the way it did when you were 25, 30, 35 years old. So what's going to keep you loving that woman? What's going to keep you building with that man every single day after you get older? You know what I mean? And them cheeks don't clap this no more. They thud. You know what I'm saying? What's going to keep you together? What's going to keep you together, brother, when you lose that six pack? You know what I mean? When your hair start receding and you start going bald. You know what I mean? And you don't want to let your locks go. You out here looking like Stevie Wonder. Shout out to him. I love that brother, but let it go. When you get to that point in your life, what's going to keep you together? What's going to keep you together is your common core values and your principles. Love, respect, honesty. You know what I mean? Masculine. Men being masculine, women being feminine. That's what's going to keep you together in the tough times. That's what's going to keep you together when you get old. You know what I mean? I remember one time when um, my wife, I hurt my back real bad. I hurt a disc in my back, and I was uh, I was out, man. I felt this sharp pain in my back, and I could barely walk. And I went to the hospital, and the doc said, "Look, man, you have a disc, you have like a herniated disc or something in your back." So I couldn't walk, and my wife every day for those 2, 3 weeks or so when I couldn't walk, she took care of me. She got me out of the bed. She took me to the bathroom. She had the whole. She helped me get on the toilet. She wiped my butt, all that. Put me in the shower. You know what I mean? Wash me down, lotion me up. You know what I'm saying? Took care of me, man. it was probably the lowest point of my life as a man, as a married man, because that was the only time in my life I felt helpless. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't take out the trash. I couldn't move the couch because she wanted to rearrange the furniture in one of the rooms in the house. I couldn't do nothing, and she was there for me, man. You know what I'm saying? She laid, rub that good Vaseline with the cocoa butter in it. Rub that on me. You know what I'm saying? Um, did everything for me, man. Waited for me, waited on me hand and foot. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't necessarily based on the fact that she thought I was fine, even though she does think that. She did that because we shared the same principles, man. You know what I mean? We believe in the same things. We want the same things. And those things are going to take care of us when things get bad. You know what I mean? She didn't physically, I know it was a lot. It was a lot for her to take care of the kids, clean the house, cook the food, and take care of me. I was basically like another kid in the crib. And she did that and she never complained. I never saw her sigh. I never saw her, you know, I never saw any of that. She did it with a smile. Baby, what you need? I'm trying to do something so she doesn't have to do it. I'm trying to move over to get the remote. Like, no, baby, lay down. I got it. What did the doctor say? You know, have you taken your medicine yet? Have you done your physical therapy yet? You know what I mean? That's what she did for me, man. That's what love is. That's what love looks like. And the foundation of that is built off of having core values, believing in the same things. We looking at the same picture and seeing the same thing in the picture. That's what's going to hold you at the end of the day. That's what's going to keep that relationship going. And if you don't have that, if you don't have, if you guys don't share any core values, if you don't share any type of common ground, if your values don't match, you know what I mean, then that's something that you need to avoid. You need to get up out of that relationship. You need to get up out of that relationship, period. And ladies, these are conversations that y'all need to have when y'all are in the courting phase to actually see if your values match. A lot of ladies are afraid to do that because a lot of ladies are like, look, man, if I come to him hard or I come to him heavy with some real topics and some real questions and some real concerns about, what I believe in and what I'm looking for, I might run him away. And I really like this guy. He's cute. He's tall. He smells good. You know what I mean? He don't wear sneakers all the time. He wear nice shoes and boots, and he makes good money and he's really nice. But I don't want to scare him. I don't want to run him off by having a real conversation with him. So you don't ask, and then you get into a relationship and you have children involved and you're married and you're already invested, and you realize that, hey, we don't share the same core values. We don't believe in the same things, and then you try to be somebody that you're not to try to make it work when you know it's not going to work because that's not who you are. I've had conversations with couples, man. Dude will call me like, Frank, man, you know, I was going, my kid was acting up, running around, and I was going to spank her, spank my son, and my wife and I, we got to this big argument because she don't believe in spanking, and I'm like, bro, y'all married, man. When were y'all going to have conversations like that? You know what I'm saying, about how you're going to raise your children. You know what I mean? Y'all in relationships right now. Y'all are straight up Christians, love the Lord, speak in tongues, all of that. Some of y'all are in relationships right now with people that don't even believe in that. You never really ask them, and you wonder why. How come, like, they don't really like to go to church, and I have conversations with them about it, and they don't really, they're not really engaged because they don't believe in that, or they don't believe in it the way that you do, and y'all have never really had a conversation. That's important. You know what I mean? How are you going to raise your children? If you're Catholic, you might say, hey, I want to put my kids in a Catholic school when it's time. And they're like, yo, I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to have conversations like that at a certain point before you step all the way out there and get invested. You know what I mean? Where do you want to live? How many kids do you want to have? What age you want to retire? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we want to save and invest? You know what I mean? For our children or our family, whatever. Y'all need to be on the same page. You know what I mean? You need to have real conversations like that. Miss Letitia's in the building. Good evening. Thank you for stopping by. You need to be compatible, man. Facts. You need a lot of y'all just like each other, but you're not really compatible with one another. And there's a huge difference. That's another lie right there. But you don't want to be likable. You want to be compatible with somebody Because like I said, that's what's going to hold you through the tough times. When you lose your job, when you're going through COVID, brother, and your hours is cut back, you ain't making the money you used to make. You know what I mean? You got laid off, and or that. You know what I mean? Y'all having the same core values is what's going to keep y'all together. You know what I mean? And to that lady, you know what I mean? When she gets older and she feels that lump on her breast, you know what I mean? And she's scared, you know what I mean? About, might, maybe having cancer or having to go to the hospital or something like that. You know what I mean? You guys sharing the same core values is what's going to keep you together. That's what's going to make him, that's what's going to give him the energy to want to go to the hospital with you. You know what I mean? To help you, to be there with you when you're going through your chemo or your treatment or your physical therapy. That's what's going to keep him there. Y'all believing in the same things. Y'all having the same core values and principles. So be mindful of that. If you guys don't have that, and if you're not trying to work towards that, you need to walk away from that relationship and do not look back. Do not look back. Shout out my man Marcus in the building. Thank you for stopping through, brother. Much love and respect. The next reason why you should move on, walk away, don't look back, like my man Lot. You know what I'm saying? If the person you're in a relationship with is inconsistent, if they are routinely, and I mean routinely, Miss Kiara's in the building. Thank you. You know what I mean, for coming through. If you are routinely inconsistent, if that man is inconsistent all the time, you can't depend on him for nothing. 1 minute, this nigga's a superhero. The next minute, he's a lame. If you don't know who you're waking up to every single day, if that's a question mark in your head, you need to move on, and you don't need to look back. Okay, you need consistency. Consistency is what you build a relationship on. You know what I mean? That's what you build a relationship on. It's being consistent. The reason why you like that brother is because he was consistent. You know what I mean? He called you. He wanted to take you out. He wanted to have a conversation with you. You know what I mean? And it wasn't just because he was horny. It was because he really liked you. He was really into you. You know what I mean? So, good evening. Thank you for stopping through. Um, Consistency, man, very important. Very important. You want somebody that's consistent. Consistency is the building block for a good relationship. You know what I mean? When somebody's really, really into you, they show it through their consistency. That's the visual. That is the that's the payment. That's how you can tell when somebody really, really wants you because they're consistent. He's checking up on you. He wants to see what's good with you. She's concerned about what you're going through. She wants to talk to you. She wants to be she wants to absorb some of your energy, and they're consistent with it. That's how you know that person is really, really into you. You know what I'm saying? If they only into you when it's tax season, that's not a good look for you. You know what I mean? If only time you talk to him is when he's really, really horny, then that's not a good look for you. That means he's not consistent. That means he's not consistent. He's consistently horny, but he's not consistently being, giving you that energy and attention and respect that you require in a relationship that you know you require. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that looks at you and wants to build a relationship with you, somebody that wants a future with you, it's not going to be hot and cold all the time. Their feelings, for the most part, are going to remain consistent. They're not going to be too high. They're not going to be too low. You know what I mean? They're going to be it's going to flow. That tide is going to ebb and flow, but at the same time, it's not going to be too high or too low. It's going to remain consistent. You know what I mean? If that person that you're in a relationship with wavers between wanting to see you and then showing no interest, that's a huge red flag. You know what I mean? 1 week they want to see you every single day. 1 week he want to be all up on you. You know what I mean? Then the next 3 weeks out of the month, you barely hear from him. That's not consistent. Fellas, she want to check. She check on you hard for a whole week. What you doing? Oh, once you come over, let me come over. Let me cook something. You know what I mean? Whatever, whatever. And she's doing that hard body for a week. Okay, maybe it's Black History Month. I don't know. She do that real hard for Black History Month. If she want to grease your scalp and brush your waves and rub, you know what I'm saying, cocoa butter on your feet, she all extra during Black History Month. But then the other 11 months of the year, she can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't find her. You can't find him. That's a major flag. That's inconsistent, and that's somebody that you can't build or maintain a relationship with, and that's somebody that you need to move on from and do not look back. Um, the next, and this is a big one. If you have to change who you are around this person, that is a major red flag, and that is somebody that you need to walk away from and don't look back. Okay, you know who you are. You know who you like. You know what you like. You know what you can tolerate. You know what you cannot tolerate. And if somebody puts you in a position where you have to question that, or you have to mutate into something that's different from that, that is a major red flag, and you need to walk away from that person and do not look back. You should not have to change who you are, your core principles as a person. Yeah, you might change your haircut. Okay, I might change my hair. I might trim my beard a little low. You know what I'm saying? I might wear a different cologne. You know what I'm saying? My clothes are gonna change with the times. You know, I'm not gonna wear the same thing. I'm not wearing jabos no more. You understand what I'm saying? Things are gonna change on the outside. But if you have to change who you are on the inside as a person, what you believe, what your passions are, what your desires are, what your goals are, if you have to change these things in a negative way just for you to be able to share the same space with somebody, that is a major red flag. You need to get up out of there and do not look back. Straight up. The person that you're supposed to be with, they're going to appreciate you. They're going to appreciate who you are. And they're never really going to ask you or expect you to change who you are, the core part. You know what I'm saying? One day you may wake up, brother, you may say, look, baby, I love you, but that hairstyle with the half shaved and the half long, that's old. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might want to let that go. You know what I'm saying? You could do that. You know what I'm saying? Her hairstyle ain't really a core principle of who she is as a person. You can be honest and say, look, babe, you might want to change that. Like that was, 2016. You know what I mean? We got to move on a little bit. We got to step it up. But when you ask her to change who she is as a person, you know what I mean? Why you talking all this black power stuff? Why you talking all this consciousness stuff? Why you reading all this Shahrazad Ali stuff? Why you following the inner beauty movement? Why you listening to Gabe? Why you listening to Frank? What they talking about? Like, they ain't talking about nothing. You know, Malcolm on all that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Malcolm X on all that. He was, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, man. If they have to take you away from who you really are as a person, your core principles, man, let them jokers go. It's gonna hurt. Look, I know it, man. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna cry a little bit. You're gonna sing Tracy Spencer. Y'all niggas gonna get in the shower and sing some Drake and cry. But listen, you're gonna get over it. All right? You're gonna be better for it. I'm telling you, move on, man. Let that girl go. It ain't worth it. You gotta change who you are as a person. Let her go. If she don't appreciate what you're doing, you out here trying to get a new business started. You out here trying to better yourself, save up some money so you could buy a house. And she's tripping all the time, mouth always slick, contradicting you, all of that. You need to let that shit go, man. This your brother, man. This is Frank. Let her go. And if that dude takes you off your square, why you always wearing that? Like that's dumb. Or you know, what type of perfume is that? I can't even pronounce it. I don't want you wearing it. If I can't pronounce it, you can't wear it. Whatever it is, if it goes against who you are innately, let them go. Move on, man. You know what I mean? That mean that person don't that she or he are not the right person for you. You got to change who you are. Okay. Next, moving on. If this person, if you always have conversations and they don't listen to you, then you need to move on. A lot of people do not know how to communicate. This is something that I personally have had to work on um, my entire life. I like debate. I like to debate. I like for you to say your point, and then for me to counter your point with my point and win. I should have been a lawyer or something, but I guess that's why I work in the federal courts. But if that person doesn't know how to listen to you, you know what I mean? Gabe, I know, man. Look, man, this channel is a truth channel, man. You know what I mean? I cry too, man. You know what I'm saying? Frank has cried, man. I know y'all might not know that. You know what I'm saying? But I've shared a few, man. You know what I mean? I have, man. I played Ralph Tresvant. You know what I mean? His first solo album, and I cried a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of the game. It happens to the best of us, man. If a dude come out here and tell you he ain't never had his heart broke, he never, got crushed, he's lying to you. I don't care how fly he look. I don't care how many pictures he put up on Facebook with some, in the DR with some woman that he paid to be with. I don't care who it is. That man has been hurt, man. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody hurt him. Man. I don't care who it is. That's why a lot of these guys bash women so hard today because they've been hurt and they don't know how to. Their best way to cope with that pain and that hurt is to just lash out at chicks and bash them all day. Dudes that's happy, dudes that have the woman they want, that have the life they want, they don't have the time and energy to bash women all day. They don't have time to create Facebook pages uniquely designed to bash women, black women, whatever woman, all day long. You know what I mean? They don't have time to do that. But if that person doesn't listen to you, if they don't actively listen to your concerns, you know what I mean? They um, they don't deserve you, and you don't need to be in a relationship with them. If you telling this woman, you like, look, man, you know, baby, this is what I need. I need this. You know what I mean? When I walk in the house after a long day's work, I need a warm embrace. I need a soft kiss. I need you to tell me, baby, I'm glad you're home. You know what I mean? I need you to hold my hand, walk me to the couch. You know what I'm saying? Let me sit down, give me the remote, let me watch sports and a partner interruption or whatever for 30 minutes, let me decompress, and then I'll take care of whatever the house requires the man to take care of. You know what I mean? You should be able to have a conversation like that. And if you have a conversation like that and she doesn't hear you, you know what I mean? She's listening to you just to respond and not to understand. That's somebody that you don't need to be with. If you're telling this man, baby, look, this is what I need. You know what I mean? Yes, I know you're a man, and yes, I know that you're a problem solver and you like to solve problems. But sometimes I really do want you to just uh, sit on the couch and just listen to me vent. You know what I mean? I know you'd rather my girlfriend do it. I know you'd rather me call my mom, but every once in a while, I just want you to listen to my day. I just want you to listen to, you know, um, what the kids did today, or how I tried to make um, a loaf of bread. Shout out to Tiffany Marie. I watched that. I did watch a video on making bread. I'm not making none of it, but I did watch it. Shout out to her. Go check her out. Willis White Way. Back at it. Um, but hey, she sometimes she just wants to tell you about her day. Like I said, man, this is Frank. Man, this is Frank from DC. I'm living it, man. I'm married. Been married for over a decade. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. Sometimes she just wants to talk and she just wants you to hear her out. I don't get it either. I'm a man. I have to work on it. Sometimes she's like, look, I don't want you to do nothing. I know that's your nature. I know that's what you want to do. I just want you to hear me for like 10, 15 good minutes. Just let me get it out. You know what I mean? I need that. And if he never gives you that, if he's somebody that um, you constantly try to express yourself to verbally, and they don't really they don't listen to you, they're always cutting you off. They're always demeaning your feelings or your conversations. You know what I mean? They always make you feel like you're not important, like you're not smart, like you're not, who you feel like you are. Then that's somebody that you need to move on from. Straight up, you need to move on from them. You need to leave. You need to walk out that door. Don't look back. Okay. Period. You need somebody that's going to listen to you. Communication is the biggest thing in your relationship. If you can't communicate, you can't be in a relationship. You know what I mean? Everything that lives grows, and how you grow is directly linked to how effectively you communicate. And if y'all can't communicate together, if you can't talk and they can't listen and understand and kind of give you a sense of respect and like, baby, you know what, I hear you. I don't get none of this shit, you know what I'm saying? But I do hear you, and I do understand to the best of my ability. I do get it. I understand. I'm gonna try. I love you enough to try to get it. You know what I mean? If they don't show you that, if that woman don't show you that, brother, you need to go. You know what I mean? You need to go. If you're the one, if brother, if you're the one, I'm talking to the fellas right now. If you're the one doing all the listening, okay, and she's doing all the talking, that's not good. That's not a good look. You know what I mean? You need to express yourself too. Stop holding that shit in, man. Brother, stop holding it in. If you don't like something, say it. You'd be amazed at what can happen when you open your mouth and communicate with your woman. Tell her, man, like, I don't like that shirt. You know what I'm saying? Tell her that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she may be hurt a little bit, but she's gonna respect the fact that you are being honest, and she's gonna also respect the fact that you did it in a loving way, that you did it in a loving and respectful way. That's the major key, man. It's not always what you do, it's how you do it. That's important. You know what I mean? But open your mouth, fellas. Tell that woman the truth, man. If you don't like something, tell her, man. Stop calling me and Gabe up frustrated. You know what I'm saying? We tired of it, man. We got stuff going on, man. Gabe got content for days, man. Get that man time to record that content and stop coming to Gabe talking about stuff that you scared to talk to your girl about. You know what I'm saying? I got a family, man. I work from home every day. I got kids. I mean, I love you, homie. You know what I'm saying? From the bottom of my heart, man, my brother's in here, man. My brother Sean in the house, man. This is my real brother, man. Same mama, same daddy. This is my brother, man. Y'all say what's up to my brother, man. I love you. I mean, all the way from he's in Providence, Rhode Island right now, man. Doing big things. I love you, man, from the bottom of my heart. And but tell that woman the truth, man. Stop calling me up, man. Stop texting me and all that, talking about, you know what I mean, Frank, man. I don't know, man. She did it. Have you told her? But nah, but nigga, tell her then. Say something. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sleeping with you. You know what I'm saying? You need to talk to her, step to her, man, and have the confidence about have enough confidence about yourself to tell that girl the truth, man. Stop lying. You know what I'm saying? Stop lying and being, soft and mushy in the house and then get on Facebook and flex all day. It's my brother, man. Peace, man. Peace to the God, man. You know, um, that's you need to stop doing that, man. Getting on Facebook, flexing all day and writing all these militant posts and you mushy at home. You scared to tell her anything. You know what I mean? Scared to tell her anything, man. That's not cool, man. That's not right. That's not nice, man. I'm trying to help you. You need to tell that girl the truth. You need to tell that man the truth. If you're not happy, if he's doing something, if he's having conversations with somebody and you feel uncomfortable with that, you need to say something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even saying that, what I am saying is that y'all can work through it, but you can't work through it unless you have a conversation, man. You have to have a real conversation. You have to be able to communicate. And if they're doing all the talking and you're doing all the listening, or you're putting energy out, you're putting messages out there, and this person is not taking heed, and they're not listening, and they're not trying to understand and see if they're interrupting you, if they're checking out of the conversation. I don't want to talk about this right now. If they keep doing that all the time, then you need to walk away. You need to move on. Facts, Letitia. A lot of these cats be venting on Facebook because they can't vent at home, or they scared to vent at home. You know what I mean? They come on Facebook, and and they Superman on Facebook, but at home they Clark Kent. I know you, man. I see you, man. You know what I'm saying? I see you with that, man. I see what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I'm a human being too. I get it. You can't. The hardest gangsters on Facebook sometimes are the softest, mushy, mush, moistest cats out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Mushiest. That's what I was going to say. Mushiest. They're the mushiest cats out there, man, because they can't communicate at home. Nobody at home will listen to them. So they'll create fake pages with avatars and get on Facebook and argue and debate all day. That's not a good look, man. Stop doing that, man. Save Facebook some pages, man, and go talk to that woman. Tell her what it is and tell her what it's going to be straight up. She's either going to line up ready to walk, and either one she do is going to benefit you. You know what I mean? If she walk away, that's going to benefit you because she's taking herself out of the equation so that somebody who's real can step in. And if she stays and lines up and says, you know what, I'm sorry, you're right. You know what I mean? I'm gonna cooperate. And she starts doing that, then that's better for you too. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by opening up your mouth and communicating, man. Saying what you mean and meaning what you say and being in a relationship with someone that you can communicate with. If you can't communicate with them, there's no way that you guys can be in a relationship. Okay. Another one, if you're in a relationship with someone, if you're in a relationship with someone and that person is overly needy, that person is overly clingy, that is a relationship you do not need to be in. You need to pack up, you need to pack your bag up, pack that duffel, pack whatever bag you got, put everything that belongs to you in it and move on. Okay? Every relationship has a certain level of dependence. You know what I mean? That's what creates balance. That's what Nicole Michelle talks about at the Inner Beauty Movement. The masculine energy, feminine energy. Okay? They balance each other out, man. Shout out to my brother Sean, man. The laws of Ma'at, man. That's balance. Ma'at, that's balance. Feminine, masculine, yin, yang. You know what I mean? You need balance. And so there's always going to be a certain level of dependency because when you're a masculine man, you do depend on a woman for certain things. You depend on a feminine woman's nurturing ability. You depend on her ability to nourish a relationship. You depend on her ability to respect you. That's going to make you better within the confines of a relationship and in the household that you share. You're going to depend on her for that. If you are a feminine woman, you are going to depend on that brother for certain things. You're going to look to him for provision. You're going to look to him for protection. You're going to look to him for his masculine energy. You're going to look to him for that because that's going to balance you out. A lot of times in relationships, y'all try to make the person be more like you. And they're not designed to be more like you. One time I remember when my wife and I were first dating, she used to come over and she used to always clean my crib. Like it wasn't dirty, but she would always come over. And this is when we were serious. We were already engaged. I'd already got down on one knee and all that. You know, put the rock on her finger and everything. You know, hit her with the 2 carats. And then, so we were already serious at this point. She would come over the crib and she would always clean my crib up. You know what I mean? If there was a dish in the sink, if there was a sock on the floor, I live like a dude. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. If she would come over there, she would clean it up for me. Like that was just her natural energy was to be cleanly. You know what I mean? Was to be clean. So, but she used to do this one thing, and it used to get under my skin. Like, babe, I love you because you worked on it, and we moved past it. But when she would wash the dishes, she would stack them up on the counter, and she wouldn't put them up. And when I would come home or when I would see it, I'd be like, baby, why don't you just put them up? You know what I'm saying? Like what? I didn't understand why she did it. You know what I mean? I didn't know, and so I was like, well, something off. Like, why is she putting this up? And so, what I'm trying to say is that you don't want to make somebody more like you. You know what I'm saying? You in a relationship, you respect the balance. I respect and love the fact that she's different from me. You know what I mean? That brings balance. I don't want a woman that's feminine, but on the inside she's frank. That's not going to work because when she's different, when we're trying to balance each other out, she's going to see things that I don't see. She's going to pick up on things that I don't pick up on because she's different, and I value that difference. And I respect that difference. And I want her to be her. And you should want your woman to be your woman. You should want your man to be your man and stop trying to make him be more like you. Why doesn't he do this? No, he's not supposed to be you. He's supposed to balance you. Within the confines of a healthy relationship, that person is supposed to bring a degree of balance to your life. You know what I mean? They're not designed to act like you, think like you, be interested in the same things that you're interested in. They're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to be different. I got into when I started studying and reading about horoscopes, that really gave me a lot of game into what I'm talking about right now. Because, like, shout out to all the Scorpios. I'm a Scorpio. You know what I mean? Scorpio through and through. You know, ascending, descending, sun, moon, all that. Scorpio, heavy. My wife is a Taurus, and we're different. You know what I mean? And so when you understand horoscopes and when you read, even on a surface level of horoscopes, you realize that she's wired a certain way. She values certain things. You know what I mean? And that's who she are. I'm not gonna try to make a bull into a scorpion. You know what I mean? Because that's not her nature. That's not who she is. You know what I mean? Not at her core. So you want to value the pros and the qualities of the person that you're with. You know what I mean? I love the fact that she's a bull. I love the fact that she's focused on stability. I love the fact that she's sensual and she wants to be in a relationship. Yeah, Taurus is stubborn, but nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? And she loves the fact that I'm a Scorpio. She loves the fact that I'm mysterious and sexually natured and all the things that Scorpios are. But she don't necessarily like the fact that Scorpios are vengeful as hell either. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not. We're not perfect. You know what I mean? But you want that person to be different. You want them to value. You know what I mean? The fact that you are who you are, and you're two puzzle pieces that are the exact same piece don't fit together. You know what I mean? Look at the anatomy, the physiology. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We enter into the woman. We have an outward piece of flesh, and she has an inner womb, and we connect because we're different. So we're supposed to be different. It's supposed to fit. You know what I mean? Who you are is supposed to fit with who they are. And if it doesn't, and it's at a dysfunctional, toxic level, you need to move on, man. They, hey, man, I'm cooking, man. I'm flowing. I'm killing it right now. But yeah, you have to value that person's differences, man. You know what I mean? So we're all dependent on each other. You know what I mean? You can depend on her. She can depend on you. You know what I mean? That's how a connection works. We both have two different um, sets of goals and missions, and then we connect like that. You know what I'm saying? But there's a difference between being dependent and being needy, being clingy. You know what I mean? Um, if you're in a relationship with a person, they're always looking for your attention. You know what I mean? If they're always craving your energy, they don't let you breathe. If they always need something. Let me hold a few dollars. You know what I'm saying? Let me, you haven't told me I look cute in the last 10 minutes, like you slipping. If they always need something, they're constantly needy. They're constantly sucking away at you. You can't breathe. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. You know what I mean? You on the phone. Who you talking to? Who is that? You know what I mean? Why you on Facebook all night? Why you doing these lives? You know what I'm saying? Who are these women in your chat? You know what I'm saying? If you doing that all the time, you know what I'm saying? That's not a healthy relationship, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that you want to be a part of. You know what I mean? That person is draining you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's needy, they drain you. They drain everything. They drain what you have. They drain what you saved up, what you got in reserves, all of that, man. You get exhausted. And nobody can keep up at that pace. You know what I'm saying? You have to rethink that relationship if you're getting to a point where this person is just overly clingy. You can't breathe. You know what I mean? Everything you do, what you're doing, who you're doing it with, and there's a dysfunctional way to do that. Obviously, masculine men, we protect and we provide. So there's a certain level of, hey, I need you safe. You know what I'm saying? So no, I don't want you going in certain places. No, I don't really feel comfortable. If my wife needed something right now, damn, we got to milk. I'm the one going to the store at 9:40 at night. You know what I'm saying? No, I got it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you out. It gets crazy out here at night. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's out there, and let me do that. You know what I mean? I'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? But I got that. You know what I mean? I'm not. I can't comfortably let my wife do anything. You know what I mean? At night by herself, I'll go. You know what I'm saying? Now you stay right here. You know what I mean? So there's a certain level of protection and provision that a masculine man gives, but it should never be needy or clingy. You know what I'm saying? She should be able to go to the bathroom at night without you rolling over, hugging her, asking her where she going. You know what I'm saying? If you got to do that, he's too needy. That's clingy, and that's scary. You know what I mean? And you need to go. You need to pack them bags up, walk off, don't look back. All right. If you can't trust this person, man, trust. We all know how important trust is, man. We all know how important trust is in a relationship. If you can't trust that person, that is a huge, uh, um, that is a huge, major red flag, and you need to leave. You need to pack up your bags. You need to walk away. There's nothing more important in a relationship than trust. know what I mean? It's the building block. It's the cornerstone of everything that we do. You know what I mean? It builds the relationship. You know what I mean? And if you can't trust somebody, it's going to tear you down, man. You know what I mean? But if you can't trust them, that's going to tear you down. You know what I mean? I want every brother right now who's listening to me, man, who's within the sound of my voice, to just stop for a minute and ask yourself this question. Do you really trust that woman? Do you trust her? Yes, I know she looks good, man. I know she wears Chanel #9. I know it smells good. I know she knows how to walk in heels. I know her toes are cute. I know her cheeks clap, with the like the biggest, loudest standing ovation you've ever heard in your life. I know all of that. And I'm hip and I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. But ask yourself this question, man. Can you trust that woman? Do you trust her? Do you trust her to keep your deepest, darkest secrets? Do you trust her enough to confide in her about all the things or about some of the things in your life that have made you vulnerable, that have made you weak, where you weren't that super dude, where you weren't Superman? Can you trust her enough to tell her about who you really are when nobody's looking? When 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 the show is over? You know what I mean? Do you trust that woman enough to have a conversation like that? If you don't trust her, you need to move on. You need to let that broad go. Ladies, too, it's your turn. Stop for a minute, man. Ask yourself, do you really trust this guy? I know y'all been kicking it for a few months. You really like him. You know what I mean? His sex game is great. You know what I mean? He has a tornado tongue, all that. I hear you. I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you're happy. You know what I mean? Ask yourself this real question. Can you trust him? Can you trust him to provide and protect for you? Can you trust him enough to make you feel safe? Can you trust him with your secrets? Can you trust him enough to tell you can you trust him enough for you to tell him about some of the things that you went through in your life when you were a child? You know what I mean? When you were growing up. Can you tell him about the time that someone in your family told you would never be nothing? Can you tell him about the time when that uncle touched you? I'm talking to people in a serious relationship right now. Like I'm breaking it all the way down. Do you trust this person to have a real conversation? Yes, we do. Santina, we love cheeks, man. Me and Gabe are cheek with cheek gods, man. We're champions of cheek. Um, yeah. Um, do you trust that man to be yourself? Can you trust that man enough to tell him the honest to God's truth about why your last relationship didn't work? It didn't work because that dude was running around or doing whatever. It didn't work because you were dysfunctional. It didn't work because your mouth was slick. It didn't work because you were doing things that were unbecoming of a feminine woman. Do you trust him enough to be able to tell him that? Do you trust him enough to be able to tell him that you really don't want to work every day? You want to work outside of the house. You want to work from home. You've been listening to Nicole. You've been getting this good game. And you're like, look, man, my primary responsibility as a woman is in the home. Taking care of my husband, taking care of my children. Yeah, I want to work from home and have some income and do my thing, start my own business or work, for a company, whatever, working from home. But I really want to do that. I really feel like my my greatest value to my family is in the home, taking care of them. The home is the heartbeat of everything that we do. So I want to make sure the heart is right. I want to make sure that heart is strong and pumping. And I do that by loving on my husband, loving on my children, making sure they eat right, making sure making sure they're prayed for before they walk out the door, making sure they come home to a clean house that smells good. Food is cooking and it's smelling crazy, smelling real good. That's what I want to do. Do you trust him enough to tell him that? Do you? Do you trust him enough to tell him that you have too much weight on your shoulders right now? You got too much going on. Your friends always calling you, talking about garbage. Your parents always asking you for money. Your brother's doing this. Everybody around you's doing that, and you're emotionally spent. Do you trust him enough to tell him that? And if you can't trust him enough to tell him that, and because you don't feel like he'll be able to listen and to understand, he's going to put your business out there, and he's going to demean your feelings and your emotions, that's somebody you need to get away from. You need to pack those bags up and roll. You need to leave. You know what I mean? If that person doesn't make you a priority, you're not a priority in their life. I'm talking about serious relationships now. I'm talking about y'all past the, the 50-50 dates and you know what I mean, all of that mess. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about y'all in a real relationship now. If this person's not making you a priority, you know what I mean? If you're not important to them, they don't make time for you. You know what I mean? If spending time with you is not a priority for them, you know what I mean? You need to reassess that relationship. I'm not saying they need to be around you all the time. We just talked about that. Just talked about being clingy. No, it's not what I'm saying. But when somebody loves you, when somebody is really into you, they make time. I don't care where they work. I don't care how busy they are. I work in the federal government. I work in the courts. I work for, I'm always in federal court here in DC or DC Superior Court. I'm in the court a lot. Okay. My wife gets a call from me. She gets a I love you text. She gets a I'm gonna beat that thing up when I get home. She gets that. You know what I'm saying? She gets it. When somebody loves you, when somebody is important to you, they're gonna make time. I don't care how busy they are. I don't care how many companies they run. I don't care how many people work for them. I don't care how much money they make. I don't care what they're doing. When somebody's into you, they will make time. Don't fall for that mess, man. You know, listen, I talk to men and women. Why? Because number one, I think it makes more sense to try to give game to both because we both need each other at the end of the day. But more importantly, I have two children. I have two beautiful children. I love them very much. And I have a son and I have a daughter. So I can't give my son game and not give my daughter game. I can't give my daughter game and not give my son game. They both need the game. You know what I'm saying? They both need it. I can't give my son all the weapons to fight this war and leave my daughter out here naked and defenseless. I can't do that. I can't give my daughter all the weapons that she needs to fight this war and leave my son naked and defenseless. We need each other. We need both. We need both. We need men and women on the same page, man, complementing each other. You know what I mean? Um, so when somebody loves you, somebody's really into you, ladies, man, think back in the relationship. Think about how he acted before he hit, before you gave him the cheeks. He made time for you, man. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. He still had the same damn job. He had the same job he has right now. Same job, same hours. You know what I'm saying? Same job title, same job description. He worked the same job. That nigga been a plumber. You know what I'm saying? For 10 years, he's been a plumber. You know what I mean? Like he ain't all of a sudden busy now. He can't see you. Remember how diligent that man was when he was trying to hit. All in the DMs. This nigga was making videos, singing Chris Brown songs for you. He was singing Chris Brown for you. You know what I'm saying? When he was trying to hit. Now he smashed and, the energy's different. You know what I mean? He's not, you're not a priority anymore. You know what I'm saying? You remember how attentive she was to you when y'all first started dating. Y'all go out, she would look like a model, man. She would get up, she'd doll up, hair done, nails, toes done. You know what I mean? The little French joint too with the white tips. She was bad, man. She did all of that for you. Perfume on the neck, you know what I'm saying? All that, man. She was doing great. Now you know, y'all been in a relationship for a few months or a few years, and now she done got comfortable. You know what I'm saying? She wearing Reebok Classics now on dates. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She wearing hoodies, man. You know what I'm saying? She got comfortable. You know what I mean? You don't, when you get older and when your relationship grows, you're gonna go through different phases, and there are gonna be things that are gonna be different. Yes, you're gonna be more comfortable, and yeah, you should be able to wear sweats and all that. You know what I mean, around your partner. Y'all are comfortable now. You know, y'all know each other, but they should still, you know, make you a priority. When y'all go out, when y'all do things, she should still doll up for you. She should still look cute. You know what I mean? She should still put some heels on. I'm talking about the Reebok classics. She wears those, and they dingy. The white ones that she's worn for a long time. They're not white anymore. They're eggshell. I'm saying they have a dinge to them. Them kicks. They have to make you a priority. If they don't make you a priority, then you need to move on because you deserve to be a priority. If you're a masculine man, you taking care of business, you getting up every day, going to work, dealing with them folks. You know what I mean? You getting up and you're fighting the world every day. Everywhere you go, all you hear is the black man is this. The black man is horrible. The black man doesn't take care of his children. The black man's a deadbeat. The black man won't get a job. And you out here every day fighting that, going to work, making money, coming home. You deserve to be a priority in that woman's life, man. Listen to me. You deserve to be a priority in that woman's life. And if she doesn't make you a priority, then you need to pack your bags. You need to go. We deal with a lot, man. Black men are at war everywhere. Every time we step out the house, we are in a war zone. We're getting shot. We're getting framed. We are in a war zone every single day. Your home is supposed to be your place of peace. Your home is supposed to be your refuge from the world that we live in. And if she's not making you a priority in your home, that's not a place of peace. Ladies too, man. Black women. Malcolm X said, man. Shout out to Malcolm L. Hodge. His birthday was a few days ago. Malcolm said, "There's no woman on this planet. There's no person on this planet that's more unprotected and disrespected than the black woman." He was right. And unfortunately, we do a lot of that disrespecting and all those things. We do it to her a lot. You know, black men. We do it more than I like. Yeah, we have our differences, and yeah, you know, a lot of sisters are doing things that aren't cool, but they're our sisters, though. They're our women. You know what I mean? And there's a proper way to correct somebody. You know what I mean? There's a proper way to check somebody. I put a post up a couple days ago about the proper way to correct your woman. You know what I mean? And there's a good way and a bad way to do it. You know what I mean? And so when we war like this between each other, we show the world that we're vulnerable. We show the world that we're willing and able to be used against one another. You know what I mean? They know they can get the black man to attack the black woman because he do it every day. He does it every day on Facebook. He does it every day in his music or whatever. And they know that they can find a mammy to go and attack black men because she does it every day on Facebook. 95% of R&B, female R&B is her disrespecting a black man. He did this, he did that. He ain't on my level. I had to level up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So when you do these things, excuse me, when you do these things, you show the world that you're vulnerable. I read a great book for people to read is the destruction of African civilization. And in that book, it talks about how when Europeans came into Africa, one of the ways that they were able to conquer Africa was because they saw a lot of dissension when they came. When they came and when black tribes welcomed them in and let them intermingle and marry and all of these things, you know, as signs of good faith, they observed how Africans really didn't like each other. That this tribe didn't really like that tribe, and they would beef with each other, and they would war with each other. You know what I mean? And so they use that to their advantage. It talks about it in that book. It's a great book if you haven't read it, The Destruction of African Civilization. Um, even now, like they're shout out to California. I haven't been out there in a while. Miss Natalie is going on. She's from LA, and so even in the gang culture in LA, there are certain blood sets in LA that don't like each other. There are certain Crip sets, like they both wear blue. They both wear blue rag on the left side, the Crip side. They both do it, but they hate each other. I think the biggest one was the Rolling Sixties, the Rolling Sixties and the nine what is it? I can't think of the other name. Rolling Sixties and the eight trade gangster Crips. They're both Crip sets and they hate each other. They hate each other so much that they've actually one of the sets actually teamed up with a blood set just to ride on the other set. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So I'm a Crip and I don't like another Crip so much that I'll team up with a blood to go at this Crip together. That's dissension. You know what I mean? And that means that you can be easily taken over and exploited because you're not on the same page. You know what I mean? So that is what it is. But y'all bear with me, man. I'm cooking a little bit. I got a few more points, then we're gonna get up out of here. But if the person you're with in a relationship, if they remind you of your ex, I shouldn't even have to talk about this, but I am anyway. If the person you're with right now reminds you of your ex, get up out of there. Actually, I'm not gonna talk about it because that's kind of self-explanatory. You know why you and your ex broke up. You know what I mean? So if you're in a relationship with the person and right now and they remind you a lot of your ex, they have a lot of qualities, negative qualities that your ex had or has, you need to move on. That don't make sense. You don't want a cuter, tighter, better version of your ex. You know what I'm saying? If it didn't work, it was a reason why it didn't work. And this person's not going to be any better just because they're taller and they have a more muscular build. If they have the same mindset and demeanor of your ex, it's not going to work for you. You need to pack your bags and move on. You know what I mean? Straight up and down. Um, if the person that you're with is not committed, um, when you're in a relationship with somebody, when you've gotten to the point where you guys are serious, like it's a monogamous relationship, that should be something that is shown and heard. That person should be able to show you that they care about you. They should be able to show you that they love you by what they do. And they should be able to tell you. You should be able to see it and hear it. When somebody really loves you, nothing is going to stop them from telling you, from declaring it. They're going to say it. You know what I mean? When somebody loves you and it's real, you're not confused about their intentions. You're not asking yourself, like, why is this person, why is she here? What does she really want? Does she really want me, or does she want me because I make six figures? Does she really want me, or is it because she knows I come from a good family and my family has money and power and resources? You shouldn't, if you have to ask yourself, ladies, why is this guy here? Like, you know, does he need a place to stay? You know what I'm saying? Like this, does he need, me to give him money for studio time for his mixtape? Like, why is he here? If you have to ask yourself that, if you don't really know the true intentions of that person in a relationship, you need to move on. Especially if you've expressed that to them and you still don't have a hardcore understanding of why they're there, you need to move on. That's not a good relationship for you. It's not good at all. You need to move on. When somebody loves you and you guys are in a healthy relationship, commitment is not something that scares them. They're not scared by commitment. You know what I mean? Um, I understand why someone could be scary. You know, I mean, could be scared of a relationship. But when somebody really loves you, they're not afraid. They go for it. You know what I mean? And then they show it and they say it. and they do certain things to let you know that that's how they really feel and that's what they really believe. It's not scary to somebody who's really down for you. You know what I mean? If you're the only one planning for the future, you know what I mean? If you're the only one that's really going all in, 100 miles an hour, all gas, no brakes, and you're still waiting for this person to catch up, and they've been playing catch up the entire relationship, you need to move on. Do yourself a favor and move on. Next, if your relationship is solely based on physical attraction, you need to move on. This kills black folk. This right here is the number one cause of death for black relationships in America. You know what I mean? Building your relationship mainly on physical attraction. This woman can't cook. This woman can't clean. This woman has a slick mouth. This woman is disrespectful. This woman doesn't believe in your dreams. This woman doesn't support you. This woman doesn't encourage you. She doesn't uh, believe in you. But she's fine as a motherfucker. Like, but she's fine though. I mean, she's Beyonce, Rihanna fine. Like she's Sade back in 1988 fine. And she's real fine though. She don't do nothing else for me though. But I can't let her go because she's fine. Like she's bad, man. She's fine, Frank. I ain't never had somebody this fine. Look at her. Look at her. Like, look at how her cheeks look in her dress. Look at her. Like, look how fine she is. Look how full her lips are. Look at her posture when she walks in heels, man. I love that woman. She don't do nothing else for me. She brings nothing else to my life, but she's fine. That's the number one cause of death for black men in relationships in America. Women do it too. Look, this man don't work. He does work, but he's not driven to move up the ranks. He's comfortable. You know, he has a 30, $40,000 job, but he's good. He's not driven. He doesn't fix anything, or he won't pay somebody to fix anything. He's doing all these things, and he won't do nothing. He won't defend me. He won't stand up for me. He won't acknowledge me. He won't listen to me. He won't, protect me as a masculine man. But look at him. Like, look at how he looks, with no shirt on. Look at how the sun just and the sweat just glisten all over his pecs. Like, he don't do nothing else for me. He don't do nothing for you. But look how fine he is, though. Like, he's fine, man. And on top of the fact, he beat this thing up. I mean, he beats it up like it's never been beaten. He does nothing else for me, though. He don't believe in me. He doesn't talk to me half the time. He hasn't told me. He's never told me he loved me. He's never done anything for me to make me feel safe and secure in this relationship. But God, that man is fine. He is an Adonis. He's gorgeous. Look at him. If that's you, move on, man. You can't build a relationship solely off of physical attraction. This person has to have other traits that are going to carry on, that are going to stand the test of time. We already talked about that earlier. Looks are going to fade. She's not going to be that type. I don't care how fine she is. Beyonce is going to get old. Rihanna is going to get old. Everybody's not Pam Grier or Tina Turner. You know what I'm saying? Most of us are going to get old. We're going to look old. We're going to have wrinkles. We're going to have some flabby areas. You know what I mean? We're going to have bags under our eyes. That's going to happen. So you want something that's going to stand the test of time, man. Looks alone are not going to cut it. Because that honeymoon, like when y'all first start, man, looks alone is great in the honeymoon phase. It's great in the beginning. You know what I mean? But there are seasons to life. There are seasons to relationships. In the spring and summer, looks are going to be great. You'll be able to stand on looks. Oh my God, look how fine she is. Look how fine he is. In the spring and summer of your relationship, those things are going to be great. But when you get to the autumn, the fall, and the winter of your relationship, looks don't mean nothing. Looks don't mean nothing when the bills are due. You can't pay Pepco with looks. You can't pay your mortgage with looks. You can't when your insurance is due, you can't call them. I can't call Georgia Power or Pepco or Bell South and say, look, I don't have any money, but I got my wife's cheeks, and that should be enough to keep my lights on this month. No, it don't work like that. When the relationship gets real, looks don't mean nothing. It's gonna fade. You know what I mean? It's gonna fade. Um, Lastly, I'm gonna end it on this. Um, if you in your relationship and you always live in the past or the future and you never live in the present, that is a bad relationship and you need to pack your bags and move on. If you're somebody in a relationship right now and the only thing that's keeping you there is what used to be, how she used to act, the places he used to take me, the way she used to make love to me, that's not a good look. And if you're someone who only lives in the future of the relationship, um, one day we're going to be this. One day, she's going to do this for me. One day he's going to take me over here. You know what I mean? One day, if you're in a 1 day relationship, you know what I mean. That's not a good look for you, man. You can't live in the past. That's the reason why a lot of people stay, preferably women, stay in a lot of these relationships because you remember the good old days. You remember how he used to whisper in your ear. You remember how he would hug you a certain way and he would hold the small of your back and it felt good. You know what I mean? And you were really into it. You really liked it. And you remember that. And so even though he hasn't done it in years, he's cheated 5 times and had 2 babies on the side, you're staying because of how he used to hold you, how he used to treat you 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Guys do it too. We're not exempt. This girl has put you through hell, man. You know what I mean? You've gone places in your mind and your spirit that you never thought you would go. But you're hanging on because of how she used to act. Those love letters that she used to write for you and put in your work lunch pail when you went to work. Those I miss you texts and all of that she used to give you 2 years ago. But you don't get that anymore. All you get is mouth. All you get is disrespect. And even though you know you should leave and move on, you stay because you remember who she used to be. You remember the fun times you used to have. You know what I mean? And that's strong enough for you to give it another shot, for you to keep taking disrespect and dysfunction over and over and over again, day after day after day. You know what I mean? I these ladies are staying because you know it's almost like a drug. It's like crack, man. I read this article one time. It was talking about the crack epidemic, and it was talking about it was talking about crack, and it said that the first time a person hits crack cocaine, that it's so potent that it feels like 10 orgasms at once. That's how powerful that first hit of crack is. Now we all know how we act after one good nut. You know what I'm saying? We all know how we act after one good bust. We are in nirvana. We in heaven. You know what I'm saying? We can lay down and take a good nap. You know what I mean? And we can do all that after one. You know what I'm saying? This article said that crack feels like the first time that someone hits some crack, like not something that's been stepped on or whatever, but some good some good stuff. You know what I mean? That blue magic, that fish scale. When somebody's hit that for the first time, it feels like they're having ten orgasms at once at the same time. That's how good it feels. And so the people are hooked on it. They're willing to rob their own mother or sell their own daughter out in prostitution because they've never felt anything like that. And they keep trying to get the same feeling that they got the first time and they never get it. But every time they buy that next rock, every time they rob the Old Navy and sell you the clothes on the street, they're trying to get that first high. And a lot of people in relationships are trying to get that first high. The first time y'all made love, he he hit spots you didn't even know you had. He hit every spot. He hit the A, B, C, D, E, F, and the G spot, all of them. He hit all of them. And so you put up with dysfunction and disrespect over and over again, ladies, because you remember how you felt the first time he beat that thing up. And so you know you should leave, but you can't because you never felt anything like that. And dudes too, man, dudes get turned out too. Man, dudes have you you know you should leave, but she put it on you. She flipped you. She had your toes curled. She had you feeling like a way you had never felt. She did things to you that you had never been done. You didn't even have to ask. She just did it, and you loved it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never came that hard in your life. You ain't never bust that hard in your life, and you put up with dysfunction every single day because of how she made you feel that first time or those first few months or years of the sex y'all had. And even though she's not doing it like that no more, you still hang on because you hope maybe one day, maybe the next time, you know what I'm saying? Maybe this Sunday she'll hit it like she used to hit it. She'll give me that sex that she used to give me 2 years ago. So you hanging on, or this person is working and they can't seem to get it right, but you hang on because you know or you feel like he just needs one more break. He just needs one more opportunity. And in the future, we're gonna be great. He gonna buy me furs. He gonna take me to Paris, and you know what I mean. He's gonna do all these things. I just gotta stay a little bit longer. I just gotta take a little bit more dysfunction and prove to him that I'm not trying to hurt him. Let me tell you something, ladies, too. A lot of guys will run that game on y'all. Like we'll tell y'all, look, man, these chicks out here trash, and my ex was trash, and so a lot of women, if she's really into you, she'll say, well, you know what? Oh my God, like he's been hurt, and you know, some girl broke his heart, and I'm gonna lay on that sword for him, and I'm gonna be the one to show him that all women aren't like that, and so because I'm not like that, I would never hurt him like that. I would never do that. You know what I mean? Go back and watch um, the Ike and Tina joint when she first met Ike and started talking to Ike, and about the things that he went through when he was growing up with his dad and all of that. She was like, and with people who didn't believe in him, she was like, oh my God, I never did that to you. Like I just want to love you and show you that I'm different and that it's so different out here and that, and so you feel like you have to lay on a sword and die for this dude every single day to prove to him that you're different, to prove to him that you're not like all these other women. You know what I mean? You he he creates he makes you become his emotional and physical punching bag, and you take it because you feel like if you don't take it, then you're proving him right that all these women are just horrible, and that's not true, man. That's a game a lot of lower level, a lot of lower minded men play. That you have to jump through all of these hoops to prove your love. No, you don't. And fellas, you too, man. You don't have to jump through a whole bunch of hoops to prove that you're a different guy than the last dude she dated or her baby daddy or whoever you dealing with. You ain't gotta do all that. I'm not performing no backflips for you. I'm not no acrobat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing all of that. Look, that was then, that was him. I'm different. And you're gonna see I'm different by how I move, but you're not gonna treat me any kind of way and think that I'm gonna take it just because your last boyfriend cussed you out all the time and made you feel low. I'm not taking nah. You ain't gonna do to me what he did to you. That's facts. I'm not taking that mess. You shouldn't take it, brothers. You shouldn't take that mess either. That's a game. You know what I'm saying? And don't play games out here and don't allow yourself to be played. Straight up. Um, that's all I got for y'all, man. I went a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I was cooking. I hope y'all got something out of this. You know what I mean? If you're going to stay in a relationship, man, stay in a relationship for the right reasons. You know what the right reasons are. And if you don't get any happiness, if you don't get any joy, if you don't get any peace out of these relationships, you need to move on. You need to, first of all, when you move on, you need to take some time to heal. Stop running in, stop running into relationship after relationship, and you know you haven't healed yet. Because the relationship you run into is not going to work. You got to work on yourself, and you have to hold yourself accountable too. Ladies, you have to do that. Ladies, let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong with saying it was my fault. I know that there's a huge narrative out here that says it's always the man's fault. The man did this, the man did that. He won't work. He won't stay faithful. He won't tell the truth. He won't do this. He won't do that. I know. I like that game has been played for a long time. But ladies, you lose nothing by admitting your faults. You lose nothing by telling the truth. You have everything to gain. Look, ladies, it's okay to say, look, man, my mouth is slick sometimes. It's okay to say, you know what? He was right and I was wrong and I should apologize to him. It's okay to say, you know what? My last relationship didn't work because I was immature. You lose nothing. No one is going to respect you any less by, because you held yourself accountable. You get a lot of props for that. You get a lot of love for that. To, the key to life is refinement. You have to refine yourself. You have to assess yourself. You have to fix yourself in this world because you're the only one that you can control. You don't lose anything by telling the truth and admitting that some of that stuff was your fault. You could have been better. You know what I mean? I'm not saying no one deserves to be cheated on. They don't. You know what I mean? If a dude cheat on you, if a girl cheat on you, fellas, she should have just told you straight up, I'm not happy. I want to move on. Nobody deserves to be cheated on. You know what I mean? Nobody deserves to be abused physically. I don't care what that woman said. That gave you no right to put your hands on her. It gives you no right to backhand her or close hand or any hand or whatever. I don't care what she said. I don't care what she called your mother. You know what I mean? You could be a man and walk off. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna go to jail, man. You're gonna lose. Physically, she can't touch you no way. So like, what's the point? If you feel like you gotta put your hands on her, that's not somebody you need to be with. So I'm not saying that anybody deserves abuse because they were toxic themselves. But ladies, it's okay to be honest and tell the truth. Some of this stuff is yours. Some of the reasons why our relationships are not working is because some of these women aren't up to par. Facts. I don't care. I mean, argue with your mother. I don't care. But some of these relationships aren't working because some of these women aren't right. They are good brothers out here. I talk to them almost every day. Dudes hit me up all the time in Messenger, Facebook, like Frank, man, yo, let me talk to you about something. You know what I mean? I got this female, man. I'm trying to do right, but she doing this, man. She ain't really believing in me. She giving me problems. What am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? It's a lot of good brothers out here, man. Good brothers. And sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes, like you got to be honest and tell the truth. You know what I mean? Well, she gonna restore that energy. So as I get up out of here, I got some energy for her too. I'm worked up. You know what I mean? I need to get this up out of me. So she definitely gonna restore all this. I love you, babe. I see you later. But listen. Sometimes it's sometimes it's your fault, ladies, and that's sexy. That's sexy to a dude for his woman to come to him and say, "Babe, you know what? You were right. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? You were right. I didn't have to do that, or I didn't have to say that, or I should have let you handle it, or I know, but it's all right, man. It's all right to say that. You lose nothing. All you're gonna lose is this illusion that you're perfect, because you're not. Ray Charles can see you ain't perfect, and we aren't perfect either. We're two imperfect beings who are perfect for each other. The black man and the black woman, a man and woman who love each other, who want to work and cooperate with one another and build a legacy for themselves, they are supposed to be together. They are meant for one another. And you lose nothing by telling the truth and being honest and saying, I need some mess. I got some mess and I need some help. And ladies out there, if you need some help, if you know you masculine and you need to work on that, you need to holler at my sister right here, the beautiful, incomparable Miss Nicole Michelle at the Inner Beauty Movement. If you ain't been over there, if you're a female, if you're a lady, young lady, wherever you are in your life, whatever season you are in your life, ladies, if you feel like, what I mean, if you know you need to work on yourself, this is a good place to start. This sister right here is a good person to link up with. You know what I mean? She gives it to you raw. She tells the truth. She's honest about herself. You know what I mean? She's honest about some of the mistakes that she's made, some of the things that she's been through, and how she's come up out of that. You know what I mean? Beautiful sister, man. Happily in a great, loving relationship, engaged. You know what I mean? Happy for her, man. Y'all can do it. But you gotta look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? You gotta say, look, man, you gotta look in the mirror and assess what you see and tell the truth and stop lying. Facts. All right, man. So I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I gotta go do something. But listen, I want to thank y'all, man, for rocking with me. You know what I mean? We're almost at 2 hours now, man. I want to thank y'all for coming out, supporting me. Um, I love doing this, man. I love having fun. I'm so thankful for Nicole and Gabe and other people who encouraged me and inspired me to do this. You know what I mean? It's important, man. We need help. We need to teach each other and we need to learn from one another, man. Because at the end of the day, we all we got. You know what I'm saying? And I do this for y'all because I didn't really have it for myself growing up. I didn't really have a lot of brothers who gave me game, especially early on in my life. Like it got better as I got older, but there are conversations, there are experiences that I had in my life that I wished I would have had someone. I wished I would have had someone there to give me some game. You know what I mean? It's a great saying that says that it's foolish to learn from your own mistakes, and that it's intelligent and it's wise and it's smart to learn from the mistakes of others. You know what I mean? You don't have to learn from your own mistakes. You don't have to learn. If you're a girl out here and you having sex with a dusty, you don't have to learn from your own mistakes of having a kid out of wedlock and being and struggling and having to fight, you know, with your baby daddy to get $40 for a pair of sneakers for your kid. You don't have to learn from your own mistake. There are plenty of single moms out here, and you can see how they living. Most of them are struggling, and most of them, if they're honest, they'll tell you, "Don't do it, man. Look at me. I got to do this all by myself. I got a kid. I got to get up and work. I don't have I don't have a man here to love on me, protect me, and build with me and connect with me. This is hard. And if I could go back in time, I wouldn't do it. Yes, I love my kid, but if I could go back in time, I would do it within the confines of a healthy relationship. I would give my kid a better chance to make it. Our jails are filled with brothers and sisters who grew up in single parent households. That's just the facts. Yes, we there was one who became president too, but I get that. But put yourself in a better position, man. Give your future children a better shot. Learn from the mistakes of all these women out here who are telling you every single day, look, I messed up. If you're in a marriage, you're in a relationship with somebody, and your mouth is slick and you're not listening to your husband, and you let people get in your ear that are damaging and bringing issues to your relationship, listen to people who've been through it already. Listen to Nicole Michelle. Listen to other women who've been through where you're on the path to going, and learn from them. You don't have to learn from your own mistakes. Learn from the mistakes of other people. You know what I mean? That's why I do this channel, man, so that people can learn from other people's mistakes, so that you can learn from the game that I got through the mistakes that I made, and so that you don't have to do the same thing. On top of the fact that, like I told my wife, um, life isn't promised to anybody. So I do this too because I don't know. I'm a young brother. I'm 38, but I don't know how long I have on this earth, and I have 2 kids. So this is game for my children. If God decides that He needs me to go and be with the ancestors, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Before a time that I think is sufficient. So my kids can look at this and say, look at my dad being smooth and fly and using slang and giving game out to people. I could learn something too. You know what I mean? I do this for myself because I'm growing, I'm evolving. I do it for my family, and I do it for y'all, man. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get into some ratchet stuff too from time to time. You know what I mean? But sometime I'm gonna drop some serious game. I'm gonna drop some jewels like tonight because I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to really, really think about your relationship and stop wasting time. If this person isn't ideal and you know it's not ideal, let me tell you something. Everybody listening to this right now who's in a relationship, you know whether y'all gonna make it or not. You know whether y'all have the potential to make it. Ask yourself, ladies, ask yourself, do you see yourself with this guy in 10 years? Ask yourself, does he show me anything that would help me to understand that he could be that he would be a great husband and a great father? You know what I mean? Like, even though people do get divorced and it happens from time to time, but even if we don't make it, he will be a great father though. And we would be able to co-parent and respect each other like human beings. Ask yourself that. Ask yourself, is the man you're sleeping with every other night, is he able to provide and protect for you? That's a fair question to ask. You're giving him your body. You're giving him your womb. What's more sacred than that? What's more valuable than that? What's more valuable than your body? You only get one. You could buy another car. You could buy another house. You can buy more clothes. You got one womb. You got one life. You have one body. You know what I mean? Fellas, you too, man. Look at that woman. I know she's fine, all that. Look at that woman. Ask yourself, does she have the potential to be a good wife and a good mother? Can she nurture a household? Can she nourish a household? And if you don't think she can, then she's not the one you need to be with. I mean, smash if you want, smash at your own risk. But you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't ask yourself those questions. Know what you're getting into. Know who you're dealing with. That's going to make you better. That's going to help make them better, and that's going to help make your relationship better if it comes to that. So that's all I got, man. I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming out. I'm all over these social media streets now. You know what I mean? Let me put some information out there. Obviously, I'm on Facebook, my page, Frank Rivers, and then my page within my page, View from the Man Cave. Check that out. I'm always posting up there, creating memes, stuff like that, giving out game and learning from y'all, and learning from you guys too, receiving game from y'all. So you can go check me out there, add me. You know, man, I got you. I'm on Instagram as well. Instagram, View from the Man Cave. You can go over there and check me out. A lot of the same stuff I put on my Facebook page, I put on Instagram too. I put the same things on there. So, if you on there, follow the kid. You know what I mean? I follow you back, and we can build like that. I'm on Twitter as well. I don't really do too much tweeting and all that, but I am on Twitter, View from Man Cave. So if you over there, reach out to the kid, show me some love, and I'll show it right back. You know what I mean? That's fair. That's balanced. You know what I mean? This is my channel, man. View from the Man Cave, YouTube. If you like it, man, like it. Subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna try my best to put out 2 lives a week. I'll eventually move over to doing some recorded content. I'm working on a podcast right now as well. So come over there, check me out, man. Like and subscribe, show the kid love, man. You know what I mean? I love y'all. And and if you want to support financially, whatever, you can do that too. I'm on PayPal and I'm on Cash App. $ FJR81, Cash App, and PayPal, paypal.me/view from the man cave. All of the resources that I get on Cash App and PayPal are going to go right into the channel. You know what I mean? I mean, I got money. I'm caked up, but so I don't need it for that. But you know, if you do decide to support financially, everything that you do is going to go right back into the channel. You know what I mean? That's better content. That's better images. That's better camera, better microphone, all of that good stuff. So feel free to to support if you're led to do so. But that's all I got, man. You know, I love y'all. Like I said, me and my man Gabe, Ultimate Black Man Radio. You know, we're a team. We tag team that over there. We tag team this over here, man. We're a brotherhood. We are the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. You know what I mean? That league is accepting new members every single day. You know what I mean? For you to join it, you got to be a masculine brother, man. You know what I mean? You got to have your mind on right, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to be focused. You got to be focused on your masculine journey. You know what I mean? You got to understand that you're here to provide, protect, and bring provision to a woman, man, to a household. And if you with that, you know what I mean? If you got a little swagger to you, then you could join the league, man. Because we moving forward, man. You know, we're not slowing down for anything or anybody. You know what I mean? So, um, and I know Gabe, we're actually working on another show. Um, like I said a couple days ago, we're working on a show. We're going to do a show about men and sexual abuse. We're going to do a show about men and young boys being sexually abused. We're going to talk about, you know, what that looks like. You know, how he respond, how these young brothers respond to being sexually abused. We're going to talk about how that looks to women on the outside looking in. You know, when you get into a relationship with a brother, he was sexually abused in his past, and you don't understand why he's doing certain things, why he acts like that, why he won't let me touch him, why we don't have real conversations, why he avoids certain things. We're going to talk about that. We're going to break it down. We're actually in the process of getting some professionals to come on with us. So if you know anybody, if you know any psychiatrists, psychologists, people who as a profession deal with sexual abuse, you know, in kids, you know, and men, please let us know. Please reach out, because we reached out to a few people, and they haven't responded back yet. So if you know anybody, you know, that has some game, that has some knowledge, and they're a professional, please let us know. You know what I mean? And you can email me. Let me find my email. I'm bugging. And you can email me with that. You know what I'm saying? frankjrivers@gmail.com. You know what I mean? If you have any information, you know, with a professional or a psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever, if you just want to say, Frank, man, you know, I like what you're doing, man. Much love and support to you. If you say, hey, Frank, look, I got a great idea for a show. You know, what do you think about this topic? Or I would really love for you to speak on this. You know, hit me up, man. frankjrivers@gmail.com. I will respond. I'll get back at you ASAP. All right, on that note, man, I love y'all. Y'all be good. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Happy, I think Memorial Day is Monday. Enjoy that. You can't really go nowhere, but enjoy it in the house. You know what I mean? Open a window or something. You know, drink some lemonade. Enjoy your Memorial Day, COVID style. But I love y'all. Y'all be good, man. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.